She used to live in Wilmington. Are you kidding? The year before, 2 years
Meeting
ago,
order.
we went and got a condo right
Start off
on
the
the
meeting
ocean.
with a word of prayer.
We splurged. It was
Dear
nice.
Father in heaven, we thank you for this time. We remember to come before you, Lord. We pray for your wisdom and your guidance and decisions that we make, Lord, and give us the knowledge to make the decisions that best benefit the town and its people. And just continue to watch over this town and bless each and every one in this town, and continue to guide us in our ordinances that we uphold and that we enforce. And just thank you for the safety of our law enforcement and safety of our town employees, and just continue to watch over and bless us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay. Take a look at the meeting minutes from last month. Do we have any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, do we have a motion to accept? Second, and all in favor, say aye. It's accepted. Dennis, if you have anything surprised you, I think.
I promised some guy I would bring up his software. His current software, it's actually nice software, and we could afford it to be. The first year he quoted this money $300 and then $6,000 a year after that. He had statements, and they could get on and look at anything with their bill, get online and look. They also did the online pay through their software. What software?
Where are they?
One Nancy in Florida.
Okay.
So it's replacing the existing software, what you're saying, in a different version.
Yes.
Well, keep that file and information, because after this year, if we're not pleased with where you're at.
I thought maybe you might look at it. Feel like it would be right now, and still want somebody to.
If it's possible, that'd be great.
We do the same, you just let her know, I don't know what we pay her now. We pay her 60. She's done it. Don't you agree?
I would have to prepare a non-disclosure paper because she's in there where there's evidence.
That's
Oh.
true.
So
Maybe that's why Josh never did have. Anyway, who knows?
Do we,
hold off on it till I make sure.
well, and then do we say that it has to be clean when you're on duty?
No, we don't have to.
I mean, but for,
If we're gonna do that and I don't have that non-disclosure comment, form signed, then I would, I'd have to be there, but it
if
doesn't
you did a
matter.
non-disclosure, then you would have to.
I wouldn't have to be there.
Yeah, let's go that route then.
I'll get one put together. What do you have any issues with her coming in my office? You
I
said-
mean, as long as there's nothing that can be interfered with that would affect investigations or.
Sure, the everything has to be protected on the computers and stuff.
Okay. Then
And I don't have, the problem was previously, the states would have issues with NCIC and IDAX and NIBRs. We print triple I's, criminal reports for background checks and things like that. They weren't placing them in the right place, and they were being left up. People could see those, and so they lost their agreement with NIBRs and with NCIC and IDAX. We don't have that because for some reason Jackson County's not authorized us to have it. So it's not an issue with that. It would just be evidence or things laying around, which I don't have anything around.
Let's say there's a safe over there too, isn't there?
It's not big enough.
But I mean, if you put one together, I'm happy to look at it if you want to. But as long as, I mean, from your perspective, as far as some information or anything, if there's nothing that could be interfered with, and everything password protected,
We have an agreement, once we have, if they pass the protected and protected, that's $60 for this, but if they're out of that agreement.
How often does she clean?
It doesn't, I usually clean in between.
We have a motion to move forward with this suggestion.
Motion.
Let's say all in favor. Aye. So, anything else, Ms. Janice?
Thing this evening. We've had it, it's been pretty much underwater here. It's really having a hard time escaping the, I guess it would be the northwest side of town, down by Longman. And I was, after you, open it up for it to flow better down through there. I thought we didn't really have the equipment to be doing, we do the different. We just check these a couple things, talking to a couple people that do that type of work, get some quotes and see if we can do a little bit of something there. There's a lot more places in Baltimore that need some, but that'd just be a place to start there. See what we can do with moving some water. No wonder it's right there across the road from the water, man. I don't know who lives in the house, I think Kenny Guthrie used to live in that brick home.
That's always been a problem, but I've never seen that this home that homes.
Yeah. Right,
With that.
but they put some culvert pipe into there on the west side of the road there. It's a pond between Misty Newman's house and that place. But if you go down toward, you go through that loop there,
Yeah,
that's where the pipe takes, where the water comes out. There's just a little trickle into there, so there's something going on in that culvert pipe, holding on to the water pipe. But you know what that too, we fix that.
What street is that, Elm Street?
Yeah, it'll be Elm and Main, right at the intersection of Main Street.
And then Jackson Street, there.
Jackson Street, which was part of the goal. Another place we need to look into, Fort Powers property, he's got a lot of pine trees down through there. You go past those pine trees and there's, and you go gravel road up in the hills. Well, all that water shoots down through there and there's really no ditch for it to go to. And I was, we was gonna look in and put a ditch straight down through there, coming down to Jackson Street and some kind of, a culvert right in there to allow the water, to keep on going down through. And it might be, because there's a lot of water coming down through there and out of, back behind your place. I don't know. We'd have to look in to see how both people would, just something to look into. I can, I'll get some quotes, this, that, and the other, discuss it for the next board meeting. What we're thinking there.
I was like, go ahead and get the folks to ladies and do.
Then, secondly, you guys a resignation letter for Harlan Jackson.
I'll read effective, May 29, 2026, Harlan Jackson, gender resigned from my current tenure with Town of Medora. I will be at Town Hall, June 5th, 2026, my last meeting. We have a motion, this resolution. All in favor, say aye. Motion made, second. You need a copy of this, like, reading this.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to recommend Dennis Smith, to take his spot for the for
Discussion. The motion to hire, Dennis.
I said,
Motion made, second, in favor.
fine.
And that's 29 hours a week or less.
Yeah, up to 29, not to exceed it, and or less. The only thing I'm gonna, talk to you guys about, also like, right, if we're rained out a couple days, I mean, you still want to try to get him to 29. closest to the 29th if you can, or I think he's just gonna be working Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays.
I think that would depend on if we actually have something that.
Right, if we have work that needs to be done.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can always find something whether it's something over there, or just work on the street, right, that's reason to, what you got going on. So,
I don't have problems with something that legitimate.
Gotcha. Okay, board, we're gonna discuss a project that the state's gonna do, I think in 2027, when we start it. And we're gonna replace that structure across the road from the, store. And I still, no, I don't have everything together that I need to know about the project yet, but she did reach out to, we've got a wall running through that area on the state right away that could be, that could propose, be a bad spot. So, if it is, we've got to relocate that water line, because it is on, it's on the state right away. And I did ask her who been to remove the, water main. She said if the town had a easement agreement already in place, that we would pay for it, the state reimburses. But if there is nothing in writing, or, no agreement anywhere, then we're just out that money, we're gonna have to move the main, we're gonna have to, pay for that water. And I talked with Janice, and we really don't even know where to look for stuff like that. But that's one thing I've got to look into. You know anything about any of that, man? Yeah, like, would anything be recorded?
Yeah, they'll all be recorded there, they should be.
So I gotta check with them. If it's recorded, okay,
Question is, what if we have an easement, can we formulate a pretty one for the time before this comes?
right, again,
Yeah. Whose property is it run over the town's property?
right now the water mains on the state, they're putting on the state highways, and kind of their right of way. Where it's right in the kind of interesting, the front of the tree stores, right in that area.
Are they planning on lighting it or what?
I'm not real sure.
Do you have an extra copy of the maps?
Yeah, I can give you my thought when we're done. The structure, the culvert, like,
The whole culvert.
yeah, the whole thing. It's not a culvert project now, they found out like a concrete structure, replacement in 2027. But we just gotta have all of the, all of our plan together, what we're gonna do about the water main and their right of way. If we don't let them know anything, they're just gonna, act like it's not there, they're gonna dig right through. And that would,
Nice.
yeah. So just let them know what's going on there, and what may come out of it, we may be having to replace the water main or doing something else with it.
You said this is gonna happen in 2027?
Yeah, 2027, this is the dates of when they want, you can keep this. This is another date. We're not gonna keep ready to hang So just some stuff we gotta check into there. I had an IP inspection on 26th. One thing discussed with me was a sewer use ordinance. She wanted to see our sewer use ordinance. Well, I went through the ordinance because I was going to locate them. So I'm thinking we're going to we'll ask Matt if he had one on file. If he don't, we're going to have to look into creating a sewer ordinance.
I look, I haven't, I don't think I've done it.
Yeah, I couldn't find one on file anymore. I went all the way back to the 80s. If we don't have one on file, do you know if Cruttersville or anybody has one on file that you're aware of?
We just did one down there earlier this year in 2025.
Okay.
I think the engineering, but that.
Yeah. Okay, so that might be something we have to look into. Colin, we must look into what right.
I mean, they passed it as part of the capacity fee rates.
Okay. Yeah, give them a call. And the last thing on my agenda, Leslie might know more about this than I do. We got the blink cameras over there. I had like a 90-day free trial. Everything was working good. I was getting videos, next morning what happened over there. Well, that's all expired, and they don't give you nothing anymore. You said I've got to upgrade to a plan.
Yeah, you can upgrade to a plan, or you have to see it live. I mean, do you have to see clips, or do you just want to look at it live?
Clips. I'd like to see the clips, and that's what I'm missing. It's good for something anymore.
You can update to a plan, which is not very expensive if you want to here, but you can buy on Amazon a USB
Mm-hmm.
little storage device where your clips will be stored on there instead of on their cloud, and you don't have to pay.
Gotcha.
You can do it if it that would be free after you buy that little thing, which is like $15.
Right.
Just make sure you buy it,
Mm-hmm.
big enough to store. If that's not gonna give you what you wanna do with it, then you have to do a plan.
Okay. I'm not looking at the plan. I think it's $11.
Yeah, sometimes you can pay for a whole year. I'll look into it. Yeah.
A year.
Yeah.
But that's what I was gonna ask you guys, what you'd rather me do, if you'd rather me get the USB, $15 and it's good after that, or just keep it in with the blink.
The only thing I think about the USB is if I'm starting a criminal, I'm gonna take USB. I'm just saying, if you destroy the cameras on the cloud.
Well, that's just gonna be on the. I got the USB, so I have things backed up physically on
Right.
that. And then I also got a plan. I paid for it for a year. It's cheaper.
Or if you guys would approve it, then I'll just go ahead and get the plan, and Janice can take care of that. Tomorrow I can give you an exact call on it. I think it's what the thing was 119. Cool.
That's not right, but,
That's right. And you know, all those people who cameras and all this and not having plans, and then if the house gets robbed, or you have, yeah.
It'll alert me, like right now, when they go, I'm sleeping in the middle of the night, it'll appear it next morning, it'll just say someone was there, but show me the sleep at
Where it was cameras?
the water tank. Yeah, right on my office, at the front gate, and go toward the water building.
And that's what I said. I got the USB. This, I wanted to have, well,
We have a motion to approve getting the plan for the cameras.
making a second. Yeah, it's $119.99 a year. It is low.
That's all I have to do. Good. Next, park board.
Alrighty. So we had a work day on Saturday. Got quite a bit done over there. The Medora and Seymour Noon Lions clubs came down. Matt from the park board came down. Sharon Bowers was there. My family was there. Everybody helping out. We were able to get the paint touched up on the concession stand in the equipment in the playground. Spread all the mulch inside the fence. Hoosier Heat Firewood moved the mulch from Sims Bark. They donated it. They brought it to the, dumped it on the basketball court for us. And then Mike, my husband, brought the tractor down, took it all into the fence and dumped it where it needed to be. And it was awesome. We had that done in no time. Andy and Teresa Lehman, they donated a new flag, got that put up, sealed the tables. Sharon did some weed eating and pulling weeds. I picked up the signs from Celery Signs for the new playground rules and those that were approved last month. We got part of them put up. They didn't. The gentleman that owns the company was out of town for his son's wedding. So Lee set them outside for me Friday night. He forgot to set the hardware out. So we got what we could put up. The rest of them we'll get soon. What I've got here Saturday should be the last big thing I'm hoping to get done. Matt Brown worked with Duke, he met with the engineer and worked on a new lighting system for there at the park. And what it would entail, if you look at the back page on there, there's a map. Kind of shows you what we're looking at. We would be installing 4 new lights. We would, the light that is currently right there at the playground, that they will be replacing that and putting 2 new lights. One facing east and one facing west, and that would light up the entire playground. They will be putting the light pole that is behind the dugout for their concession field. Just put a new light, a directional light on there, and it would shoot out over this area here to light up the field and most importantly the dugouts where some not so ideal activity takes place. And hopefully we'll detour some of that. And then over here on the basketball court, we would be putting, there's a pole there. It's not in great shape, so we'll be replacing that pole. Potentially the town could have the pole that is currently there, so we're going to do something with it. Putting a new light on there that would light up the basketball court. I asked Concerned about if any light would go back on City Medora. And they said there was a shield on the back of the light that would keep it from disturbing. I also asked about Drew on here. Said, okay. He's all lit up over here anyway. And there's with the trees and they're leaked out wouldn't be an issue. And there is a line of cedar trees here, so it wouldn't bother her. The family over here, the lights would never get to. They would be trenching to put the wires from there by the concession stand down and around the corner to the light at the basketball court. That way it's not overhead, you have a vent or something that you can use that area. If people are out playing, you don't have to worry about hitting the wires or whatever that way. So that would have everything lit up. We've got cameras having internet. So with all of this and the cameras would, go a long ways with protecting.
That was my next question, the status of
Everything's in front, turned in, and should be here within the next little bit, getting everything going with it. That's a David Blanchard question.
I just knew you were having trouble because it didn't have like.
Yeah, we ended up going with, is it Starlink? What it's called?
Oh, right.
Yeah, we ended up going with.
with.
Yeah, we ended up going with that, so we'll be able to get that installed and the cameras put up out of reach, so they can't be snatched or anything that way this time. Cost wise, so if you go back, the second page has everything listed out as far as charges. Currently, the town is paying $19.76 for the lights that are over there that aren't lighting up anything hardly. With the new equipment installed, the trenching, everything done, the monthly service with it, the total per month would be $58.18. That is an increase. It's just $38.42 a month in addition to being paid. So I got the proposal. Matt got the proposal to me today from the engineer. If we can go on, if everybody agrees on this, and we can get the contract signed, I can get it turned in, and they are going to try and push to have all of this completed by the Freedom Festival. Right.
That's exciting.
Yes. So,
Are they gonna do anything, that little wood platform they built up there last year just to put their electrical stuff on? Are they gonna
Yes.
do anything with that?
I'll have to talk to them on that. That's where the electric had went to, and when that pole came down, we were left with I'll talk to Matt and see if we can figure out a better,
Something a little more
Solution.
permanent for that.
Yeah. see if we can figure something out. Any questions about it?
So 58.18 a month.
A month.
And you
Yes.
said that was in addition to the 1920?
No, that would be the total. We're currently paying the 1976, so it would be an increase each month of 38.42.
Who controls it?
They're automatic. Yep, they come on.
So they're on all night long?
Yes. Yes, all the new ones will be LED.
Is this contract length, is it forever or what's it?
I believe it would be, well, honestly, I'm not sure. We didn't. Oh, it says that that's just the quote. The proposal is good for 90 days. I would assume it would be forever, but I can't.
And if you lock into that price, that's what I'm getting at.
Right, I would have to ask about that. Okay, if you look on page 4, 5.2, it says, should any change in the energy usage monthly charges be ordered by the commission, then payments by customer to company for this system shall be made upon the basis of such new rates as changed and approved by the commission. So it would be, if there is an increase, we would just say that. Yes. There should be, with donations and stuff that have been received over the last couple of years, success from what the Pentecostal Church gave us last year after the Freedom Festival. That's paying for Starlink. There was some extra there. The Medora Market had done a fundraiser and donated part of the funds to the park. We should be good to cover the first year, and then we'll look into if needed, look into fundraisers and stuff that way to help cover after that.
So this is an awful long question about pricing. Just think about the Freedom Festival. If it's like the 4th of July, literally before the fireworks, is that going to affect?
I don't know. I thought about that too.
I'm just saying.
I'm not
there's
sure.
a lot of people sitting around there, you know.
Right.
It probably can't be unless the company did it, we'd be able to shut off.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you can ask for a disconnect on something like that.
Just thought about that because I don't say that. I say home, but I know a lot of people do, and that would be
Right.
you.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I told you it's an awful long question.
Hey, it's a good one though. Like I said, I thought about it. I believe.
Oh, yeah. But I think the benefits, in my perspective, is going to be the place being lit up and stop a lot of the stuff that's going
Yeah.
down there.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, in the last few years, there have been tens of thousands of dollars put into that park with new equipment and repairs and updates and stuff that way. So, I mean, to me, it's absolutely worth it to make sure we keep our park not competing for drawings,
Right.
things of that nature.
Well, yeah, sometimes, playing house.
Are there hours
Yes.
on,
The new sign that was put up, that's from sunrise to sunset. There had been, it had been up there saying until like 10 p.m.
yeah, it changed a couple of times.
Yeah, we went with, more general sunrise and sunset, just shade and stuff.
Disagree.
I second.
Vote made second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So, do you need this copy back or?
I've got a copy.
We need to sign it.
Yes, the page 1 there. If you wouldn't mind signing that way and go on and get it turned in and then get started working on it. Hopefully get it done.
You get a hold of me when they get, before they work over there.
Sure.
Sewer line, I run through there, and we'll have to locate for them.
Okay,
It'll be warm.
okay. All righty, thank you.
Hey, this is, got skip. I think it's my bike brushes. I didn't know.
That was my things are code. So, the month of May, 2026, the police department, marshal department, 15 traffic stops conducted, which was up from the previous month. But no, 14 calls for service, we responded to 14 calls for service. 1 case was filed with Jackson County Prosecutor's Office. 4 charges. I spent the better part of the month on my, it wasn't busy investigating costs. And I seems like things with money, and I apologize. It's part of it. We are required to carry less lethal options as law enforcement officers. So our go-to is not our firearm. So with that, we have tasers, but the taser batteries are, none of them are operational. We have to have batteries. So I put together an estimate for the batteries as well as, because of the cost of batteries, I put together an estimate for replacing the taser brand, Exxon taser brand with phaser brand. They're just as less. They're quality. It's a quality option for us. They use it frequently over in the east side of the country. They're most effective. You don't have to replace the batteries. They are rechargeable batteries. So in the long run, they save money. I'm still investigating that, but I did put together a cost comparison for you. I also swore in, Russell Sanders was placed on his wife's medical insurance. Thank you for that. We have the first, I wasn't sure how that was going to be taken care of from Janice, so I received this email from them today with the cost. And it's an actual, it's an invoice of sorts, really a breakdown of how it works, but it shows the additional cost. It's an email string right there.
Yeah, it's what's the easiest way for you to.
Maybe something shows our garbage car. The statement from the company or something where they can
It will come directly out of my wife's paycheck. So how
So
that
if I
Here,
get
this
that
says
copy of
spousal account.
the paycheck and the.
See what,
See that first paragraph there? On the front page. It
could
says
they
spouse
not
only
copy
portion.
her on the email maybe as well? Come through on that.
Sure.
Maybe that way you have official from the company.
I can forward it to either way.
Now, it's my suggestion that we have in a piece and not something in this paper. Okay,
That's for you guys.
They want to keep that too.
There might be something that they said, just as the breakdown of all these, so that would be a good thing. We may not do that until the new year.
I can find that out.
Yeah, because a lot of times they have that, it's a breakdown of all the costs that we keep on file.
that is, has went into effect. Right?
Yes, it is effective actually. It's not been taken out yet. It wasn't taken out this last paycheck. I think it's 1 month old, so it's a big chunk.
So, okay, so you can make me a copy of the check,
Where it says it was,
Like the stove,
okay. Now, the paycheck will have both hers and mine on there, but you'll be able to ascertain the difference with that number. So you'll also be able to see the increase in her cost. Can do. Sworn in 6 reserve officers, however, I am going to have to remove one. You all know the reason why it's not issued. It's just can't do it. Can't work for the town, can't be the reserve at the same time. So I've not made contact with him yet, but I will. I serviced 3 laptop computers, 1 required a new one, which was donated. I had found a computer in my desk back here while I was cleaning. It looked fairly new, so I turned it on, didn't work. I called around, figured out what was wrong with it. The battery, I just bought the battery for $34. It worked. So that was the 3rd computer. We had to. And Daryl, was good all the work. Thanks to Daryl for that.
right?
I also installed the Indiana State crash report writing software on all the computers, so that if there's an accident in the town of Medora or surrounding town where we're dispatched, the county or state doesn't have to come and do those crash reports. Our guys will be trained to do that on behalf of the Medora Marshals. I already do my own. That is a requirement from the state, which was a blessing.
nobody,
The Indiana State crash report writing software. Indiana State crash reports back in National Ohio. I forgot to put this on my notes for you all, but I am going to Indianapolis for training on ECWS, which is electronic citation and warning systems for the JTAB, which is the Indiana State ticket writing format, so that we are having to handwrite our tickets. County clerk said thank you for that, and I've not done it yet. I also found out that there may be some funding for the town from previous citations that were written, fines that were paid. Clerk's working on that for me to see if there's $1 or 50,000. I have no idea what that number is. She told me she was new at her job, so give her some time. I said, absolutely, I'm doing mine. We'll work with her. So there may be some funding there. I don't know what it is. Because we get like, what I don't remember the cost. I think it's 3% of every citation we write. And there's some citations that have been written over the last 15 years. Tapped into. But we should get a check from. We just have to do it. In regards to our local ordinances, document your violations and go ahead and get this. You want these or you already see? This is one for you to look into, and another one. If I need to change the wording on that, I wasn't sure. I'm not doing a local ordinance. If I need to regroup those, I'll be happy to do so, but that's the beginning, the first two. I looked into the third one, 3 of the 8, and, the addresses are correct, so
And
we
I
have,
just rewrote that one.
yeah, we'll have to resend that.
So Matt, there'll be more coming, but that's two things.
If you need pictures for your end of it, I can upload those or email to you. I just didn't want to print them because it takes so much. Yeah, nuisance abatement, I think is what's up. I have 8 more, or 6 more of those that I'll be sending you here to get started off with.
Yeah.
All right, so to the cost of the taser batteries, for me to order 6 batteries, which should be, which would get us into the X2s, which we have 200 batteries for. I put together a cost. It was cost $513 and some change there for 6 batteries. That's actually from Amazon. It's cheap for me to go through Amazon, even if I pay taxes, it's cheaper. But I can also get the tax, it's in the status, it's in fill out the papers on that. We have currently, I think, 8 X2 tasers that they're phasing out. And so when I called them today to verify, I can't get batteries for those. They're no longer using, they're no longer producing the, or X26. So I have to do some change. We're up to date with the X2s. I just got to have the batteries for them. So those are the X2 batteries. That was enough to get our officers less lethal with an extra battery in case something should go wrong. We'll have one of those will come to me. Excuse me, while I'm on.
How often do you have to replace the battery?
So each battery is good for approximately 500 test runs. Every week you come on shift or beginning of your shift, you're required to test your tooth. And it's good for approximately 500 test runs, give or take. When I was at Brownstown, my X26P, I did it 1,000 times and I still have the battery. It just depends on the battery. You can't guarantee. It may work once, it may go bad. Maybe you have a warranty on the batteries. That's the batteries. The phasers, cost of the phasers is relatively high, like I said up front. Approximately $1,300 for a taser.
Okay.
For a phaser.
Phaser.
And also
Those are new batteries.
they come rechargeable batteries.
You say 13.
Yes. Now, I'll make sure that's correct. Close to that. Information of what it does. It also, we had uses the cartridges that we already have. So we'll have to upgrade the cartridges with that. And continue running the cartridges. How many cartridges will we use? 6. It also has software principle that tells us how many times they were tested, what they're used, how long it was used, in case there would be litigation based on officer. Negligence or something like that. They also provide us with it's should we need it, if we need it, and they say we use too much. So that is an option. I'm actually working on doing some of the work. I spoke with a couple of the guys. Phasers, they won't, you won't find them donate phasers. When they go bad, they go bad. I think they have 10-year warranty on them. So it's just one of those, you have to, like in front of a grant or something like that. There are grants available for that. I'm looking into that. These are just options right now. I have to have batteries. I'm just showing you this as an option for us in the future. And it runs out. When that time comes to make that type of purchase, I'm going to pursue grant money. Guys from Rumpke actually were actually friends. I didn't realize they were from Rumpke. I responded out there to the county on the call. He goes, hey, you are not. Yeah, good. You know anything. So that's the option for us.
So it sounds like you need the batteries now, but long term is basically.
Long term is an
Cost
option.
effective.
Yes. I personally don't have an opinion. Phasers, after talking to their sales rep, Phasers is just as good equipment. It's just not well known here because everyone uses Axon. Phaser as the corner on the market.
So basically, ways, so at this point, we're looking to get the batteries for the 554 that we get all your equipment currently, and then long, we're looking at the phaser and possibly phasing out.
Yes. That's not many of us happening, actually, but I have to have batteries.
Right.
Because right now, I don't think the academy is training for baton hardly anymore. So our defensive tactics, physical tactics, we're not training for baton.
Right.
So you have to have something less lethal. And you have a firearm. I prefer not to use pepper spray. I don't ever want to touch pepper spray ever again. It's more dangerous than to me than a firearm. Because once you get pepper spray, you are incapacitated. You're fighting for your life, and then you have to use your firearm. So I don't want pepper spray unless you get stuck in that next.
Right.
We do have to have batteries. Right now, we're not carrying any less. Well, other than hand sprays.
Discussion.
Make a motion to.
Motion
Try the batteries.
Motion's been made, second, all in favor, say aye. So batteries will be, is approved. Here's a copy. You get that copy back?
No, I've got it. And then finally, mandated training is mandated from the state. We're required to have a certain number of hours. I'm working with the sheriff's department on muscle and hand-eye coordination training that we have to do in-person training. Sheriff's department said, yes, you're more than welcome to join us in the training, which we always have. In fact, I worked in Browns County, we always talk together and learn. However, it doesn't cover all of our main training. We're required to have an additional training. I would like to utilize a company which you all are familiar with, I believe. We've talked about it before. In previous accountability, one of Josh. It's called Police One Academy. Or Police One Academy is not in person, it's in video and video chat. The instructors teach us. Then they report our trainings and required met trainings to the Indiana Law Enforcement Training Board. That way, I don't have to spend time logging in their hours. They can do it on their own time. If they want to do it at home, instead of when they're on duty, they can do it at their own leisure. So can I. So if I'm traveling down the road with my wife, I have an extra hour, she's driving because I don't drive, she does. I spend enough time behind the wheel as a police officer. I'm not going to be spending more. I can watch a video and that gives credit to my mandated training from the Indiana State. They do research, they find out what Indiana requires, they teach it. I don't have to do it. They do research and they figure out what training is applicable. And that's what they instruct. I did not agree to anything, but I did talk to him about the cost factor. Um, for 6 officers per year, it's a yearly cost was $1,148. She just emailed that to me today. It's for 6 officers, starting July 1 to July 1, 2027. We have to do that every year because we're going to go through that many training every year. I thought it seems a little rich when you look at the number, but when you consider the amount of time spent, it's an actual savings for me to come in to train our guys.
I'm sorry, how much was that again?
$1,148, which I'll give this to you. It also explains what the real good contract, the contract. They can, like I said, they can log in whenever they want to, and then they're responsible for their mandated training hours. I have to track that. I will get, yeah, once I get towards the end of the year, they're going to tell me which officers are behind on their training, and I'll send them a master training. Let's get that called up. I think you used it.
Yeah, no, I think one, there was some that is just give you your, a speech to it and you just listen. The one thing I like about Police One, you actually got to listen because they're going to test you after each hour or 2 hour or 3 hour report. If you don't pass tests, they don't turn it into a meetup showing you made it through it or what have you. So I thought that was probably the one. And you, like you said, you do it at 1 time and half time. And for reserves, that's pretty good. When I'm reserving, I struggle trying to make the training. You know, if you're working a full time job, that right there, you get home, you got an hour.
It keeps me from having to schedule meetings every night whenever they're off, and hopefully they're not all working different schedules. And it's very, very convenient. And I'm not requesting this for convenience sake. I'm doing it for professional. As good as an instructor I've been called, I oftentimes forget important aspects, even teaching the same class. Like, oh, we're down the rabbit hole. If you watch my video speaking at Brad's church, you'll notice I went down a couple of rabbit holes. Still ended up on time, but still, I don't want to miss anything in the training because those trainings are very important. Plus, should the training come into question in court, they're going to send somebody to testify as to whether or not we actually talked about it. And then I don't require a test at the end of it. At least one does require that test. So proving that they were able, they actually watched the video.
And really, most state and federal do all their things like that. And they're set up exactly the same way. And many businesses, so, you'd be following up with that. So I like that people that, that's, oh my gosh, trying to set those work, those people were all off, and things like that. That sounds very difficult.
My wife agreed with it, that we have to do it as a bus driver and as a teacher. And it is convenient, we can send them a recliner and
Yeah.
do it.
If they're on duty, working a night shift or whatever, they can watch the videos while they're working. Where if we don't go this route, the inconvenience would be that we've got to make sure that when the sheriff's department is doing their training, that our guys go to that training where I have to teach it. And I'm really the guy that teaches. I can teach a lot of these subjects. I've been approved by the Indian Law Enforcement Training Board to teach whatever I deem necessary. However, what I deem necessary may not be what these guys are going to be what they in what they do. And yes, we probably this is the reason why I should come into question. I'm going to be teaching things that are important locally, such as doing your evidence properly, doing your crash reports properly, and doing your e-book properly. And then just little policy instructions in order to keep my certification up as an instructor. I don't want to teach because they're making it very, very difficult now for me to be an instructor. And there are several instructors, we are in the CEO group, and we're all, they're thinking about turning their instructor certifications. I'm not, but it's a headache. Report. Thank you, report. Here's a list of the items that were covered. There's a whole plethora of other things that something quick that she sent. I would ask that you guys approve that if possible, so we get our guys to have it. For further note, Lexapro bought Lease One Academy. It's called Lexapro Lease One Academy now. They're also going to be getting with me in a few weeks in reference to helping me go over our parking policies and make sure that they meet state requirements. Looking at some of our policies, we don't meet those state requirements. As I was reading through them, he's really looking at that. So I was talking to them about the academy. They're like, hey, we also offer this. And so they're going to be sending me some information about that, the policy and market costs for them to write our policies. And then I'll go through and I'll approve our policy. That took a long time, I'm sorry. And that's all I have.
With your, that's what I'm doing. Be helpful in doing that.
Only example is not most important.
Potential lawsuits. Then we don't have to pay them all. Yeah.
Yeah, ultimately, I will make sure everybody in my department goes home.
Right.
And that training, it covers everything from critical incident, crisis intervention, hostage situations, crowd control. It covers everything that the state requires. It covers, there's classes in there covering riot control. You come to Medora, which I don't think they will, but they came to Brownstown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark. They're going to be excited. Yes, sir. And then I'll finish.
Also, I think it's important to keep some people in your home.
Yeah.
It's like them as well. But
It's
people are
nice to be
better.
there, yeah.
to keep it up.
There's many copies of this. The original. You got the amount?
Mhm.
Sounds good.
We're on leaving the department of Public Works.
Oh, okay.
The school, we are, for several years, we've been in agreement with the school corporation as far as the law enforcement officers that works at the school. There's a grant that they applied for, and this year's no different. They applied for it, we give matching funds as well. And so this Romeo grant is for $27,150, and it's actually it's Social Security benefits as well as life and AD insurance, so it comes out to be $21,339. And this agreement, we pay this on or before December 31st, 2026, and finance obligation for agreement, safety grant is $23,500. Medora Community School Corporation matches $2,919.50, and then the town of Medora is $2,919.50. So we are entering into the agreement once this year. Do you have any information on that? So our portion would be $2,919.50.
That's last year.
So, may I ask a question?
Yeah.
So my wife wanted me to ask, because she's my wife, and she's a lot more intelligent than I asked her to. Um, the hours required for me to be at the school, I think was what, 5 hours a day? Per day, what do you expect me to do beyond that 5 hours? Here, as the town marshal, outside of the school? Do you require 8 more hours on top of that? She just wants me to be clear so I understand.
I don't. That's why.
Well, actually, Janice brought that to my attention, because and then I thought, well, you know what, I think Janice, I just need to clarify that I'm not spending 12-hour shifts in a week,
Right,
because
right.
at some point my wife's been shooting.
Yeah, that's right, that's what I'm wondering, you had to keep it up, it was just too much.
Yeah, it's not that I'm afraid of working, but I have
I think that probably to discuss that, yeah, based on the real schedule, like, you're gonna be working over there, you know what I mean?
and the days that I'm not gonna be at the school, I would assume, I just,
And I know Andy had given us 2 cents and a lot of ideas about what we kind of work with that. That's something. I think he said, yeah, 10 to 2 or 10 to 3.
Yeah, 10 to 3, then do 5
Something
hours.
like that. Yeah.
I don't think Roger was concerned when I was there, just there for 5
I
hours.
think Andy made that kind of
Yeah.
himself because of when he felt like he needed him or something. So I don't think that's anything set in stone. And really, we can just look at that.
We're not such much a stickler on you being able to do both jobs.
Yeah. Well, it's not an issue for me here. I don't think Roger was concerned about that. I don't have enough calls per day to really let that bother, but I can always go back and complete the hours necessary. And all the hours documented, I was sharing a time sheet with her, which I don't think you all required, but she asked me to just document. Everything I would do would be documented also in our CAD system, dispatch. For example, 36 of district, I'm going to leave the school and go take this call. And then get whatever hours I need to. My concern was, yes,
Yeah, that's,
and they Roger Drew about this, there was I am concerned with most employment or anything like that. He says, as long as you have that contract and the town is aware that you're going to be working at the school, your salary for the town. It just, I have to make sure you guys don't expect me to come in 12 hours. That's basically revamp some
I
things.
think I think we said that a little bit in.
Well,
A little much.
Yeah, but my wife just wanted me to clarify that, especially when Janice brought it up to make sure, and I appreciate it.
well, I'm sure there's places that's going to throw our whole schedule out of line because we can't control. But, yeah, I mean, we understand that.
Right.
You know, and then you make up this 4 hours. Or if it's on a Friday, you make them up next week.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing I think that we really got to do is between hours of school
Yes.
during the week.
Yeah, as long as you're okay with that, I don't want to shortchange, you guys feel like you're being shortchanged, I mean, spending my time at school.
Well, I
said,
think,
what happened this last week with my arrest, we were
Right.
all aware,
right.
if that happened during school hours, that would be, I'd have to be at the school typing hearings.
Right.
And I don't know how Roger would feel about that, I think he's okay, he's just.
Let's hope that situation doesn't happen every week.
That's an extreme situation. You know, God forbid something were to happen. I want to make sure that,
I think you need to.
that you guys and Roger are okay with me
You feel
sharing the duty.
like I envisioned maybe you come and go into your office first in the morning, or whatever time you feel like people had over from school and giving them their time.
Yes.
That would be like 5 hours. Or if you need to do shorter hours, 5 days, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think once you get into it, you probably need to pay attention to what you think is gonna work out best. Checking in here and then putting more time in at the school and then maybe back over to finished, that
Yes.
would allow them to do that.
Jamie, I'm gonna pick up, you got a question. Did Andy have an office over there?
He did.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Okay, see that, you could actually be working out of that office for the town and them at the same time. I mean, if you get a call, it's one of
Yeah, as
them.
long as you guys agree to that,
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot
But, I mean,
by shortchanging either school or the
you know,
town.
the way I look at it, you're still in town, your office just becomes over there during that time. You know, I don't have, you respond accordingly if something happens.
Right.
And if it's something that the complainant can wait to then check, they can wait till I leave the school.
Right,
Right.
right.
But if it's like this case, you know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to respond.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think that changes every week, you know what I mean?
Sure. Well, I just feel like you go from this office, to that office, you're still in the office.
Okay, thank you.
You would have to be there 5 hours a day.
I thought he,
He just said 5 hours a day.
yeah,
And they only require 20, right?
They did work.
And I'll remedy that with them, because they also want to teach their program, or talk about teaching the program. I gotta make sure
I
that,
would assume that counts as the hour. I would assume that's.
I hope so.
Yeah. I would assume. And I have no problem if we need to sit down with Mr. Bain.
yeah, talk about it. Or if something comes up unexpected that, you know what I mean, you need to fill us in on.
then their program did reach out to me and ask me if I was going to teach because we lost their instructor.
Right.
So I told them I would bring it up to you guys still look at me teaching their program.
Absolutely.
I think it's good.
It's like that when I take up the time to do students.
And then another thing, I think I got all the copies to the employees about the pay time off and benefits. We were going to carry that over to the next meeting. But I will review the copies of and then the property violations we're taking care of that. You know, and I guess this you know, the things that the board's trying to do is enforce the nuisance ordinance dealing with trash or inoperable license and uninsured vehicle overgrown yards. We're just trying to get Medora where it should be, get some of those things taken care of. You know, I know some people probably feel like we're picking up, we're not trying to pick on anybody, we're just trying to have the property up to par like it should be, and that's our main goal. And we're going through the process of several properties that will be included in this, and we look like some of those property owners, there will be more coming down the road. And so we're just trying to get people to clean up their property and take care of them. Okay, that's the reason for that. Mr. Grover, what's that? Is it just trash or?
It's some kind of a farm equipment. They put it on something and Green
They
comes
foam
down.
with the foam.
Yeah. That's there through the old brick bridge foundation that's there. Well, then when it rains, logs, trash, needles, everything comes down through there, and it lodges right there against that old brick.
Where'd the
Foundation.
brick foundation come from?
They said there used to be a bridge there. I don't know. That was there when I moved there.
Right.
I've cleaned that creek out twice myself. I'm not able anymore to do it. That's why I'm here. I wanted to.
I could probably get the that thing out there. We're trying to figure out a way to do that. As far as that, the ditches, that's, there's not much the town of Medora can do on that. That's a DNR and the.
Okay, I went to DNR. DNR tells me that it's the town of Medora. I've been to the town. They tell me it's DNR.
Right.
I've played flip flop
Well, if
4
you-
years now.
If you can get me a letter from the DNR stating it is from the town, is the town of Medora, then,
Okay.
you know, then I can reach out to Army Corps of Engineers, show them what the DNR gave me, and then they may give us the blessing to go ahead and take care of it.
Well, I know that where that's all backing up, 3 weeks ago, it flooded bad down there. I mean, it got so bad that it went in my back door.
Right,
Never have I had that trouble before.
right.
And I've cleaned it out as much as I can. Malachi got out there and helped me. You know, we waded water and pulled some of the logs out of there. It's horrible. And now we got that, I don't know what it is, that funnel looking thing in there. And I can't get a hold of.
How did you contact the DNR? Which one did you speak with?
My nephew works there. Barry.
Did you give me his information?
Yeah, I do that for you.
All right, yeah, we'll do that, go from there with it, see what
Okay.
we can do. But just add on, you know, the amount of rain we had, even if I didn't.
Oh, I know, it's still gonna, yeah.
Yeah, you're.
But with that in there, it's stopping. When it gets right there, it slows it way down, so it backs all up into my yard.
Right.
This last time, Rhonda's house was surrounded too.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was really bad, but after it started going down, I went out there to find out why it was so bad and all that happens there.
Right. We'll definitely look into it, see,
Okay, and right on house, that's right directly behind my house. And then kind of go around that little curve there behind,
flowers. Yeah.
yeah. There's a bunch of rubbish there that's all backed up.
Okay.
The only other thing I have is mosquitoes. Are we gonna spray
That'd be
anything?
the
They're
head-
horrible.
I called the county first of May, and they told me at that point that they didn't have a schedule, but they were developing a schedule. So that's all I can say. Yeah,
I agree with you.
Oh, they're horrible.
yeah, that's what, yeah.
Brad's been on.
I'll try to get back with you, see if they got a better schedule now.
Okay.
Because I know sometimes it seems like they look like, well, August, that's looking too late.
Yeah. Right now,
And it's been so much moisture, it was a breeze.
Yeah,
right?
it's been so much rain.
yeah.
Yeah, when the sun starts to go down, it's hard to be outside.
Well, I can't be out in the sun very long anyway. I've had 2 strokes in the last 3 years. And now I've got an issue going on with my back. My yard's a mess. I'm going to admit it. My daughter emptied out a storage building, put it all in my yard. She's really ill, so she'll go out and she'll put a few things in, and then she puts 5 things in the shed, she brings 10 out. So that's the mess. I've been trying to clean it up. I go out in the evening, but mosquitoes are eating me up, and I've already had Lyme disease. I don't want it again.
I'll see what he can do to help you out.
Nate, there is the one I got up there.
Okay. No, yeah, well, I don't have to call me, because he's a conservation officer.
Yeah.
He would be with the, he's a natural resource, but he's a conservation officer,
Oh,
not
okay.
the actual.
Well, he's the one I talked to, and he's telling me that
It's part of the thing that-
when he checked into it, they said it was. Okay,
What it is on YouTube. If something was to happen with them, that land, we would have to, you know, pretty much go through the review for safety zone, safety, put the application. And, Chris Stahl, he's actually the owner of Stahl Insurance Company.
Yes.
I'm gonna have $1 million insurance policy on that. When it comes down to, he had explained to me, because I'm not on the additional, so you see the law and listen to the additional insurance in this policy, what that means, it's costing me X amount of dollars extra month to insure the town of Medora. So not only do I have that insured, I have the town of Medora insured too, for property, that if anything does happen to me, it comes back on me, lock, stock, and barrel. And I have Chris Stahl's, I got a copy for you. Sorry. I told you my nerves would get me.
you're doing great.
I was the same way.
Me too.
Yeah.
And here's Chris Stahl's.
Todd got his pin.
He's calling you, what he's calling it, sure.
He got his
And the thing that it is.
I mean,
It's gonna be, you know, dated for a couple of days before, however you guys want it done or whatever. But that's what that additional insured thing is. I don't remember exactly. He gave me the number today, but I don't remember exactly what number it was. that all the liability will be on me and you guys are covered through me.
Matt, you want to see something? Do you have anything to add or?
Just as far as I'm concerned, like, layout of it, I mean, how's it gonna be built? I mean, they're gonna be fenced in, bleachers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That kind of stuff, but liability purposes, making sure what's all gonna be there.
Is it gonna be fenced in, gonna be bleachers, parking, kind of talked about that and stuff, your thoughts on that?
As of now, the only thing that will be quote unquote chain link is what's already there now. The rest of it, I had thought about maybe setting jersey walls like on the corners right there, and then running like the green construction fence down through there and keeping it nice, or what you can get different things to put up on there and different things like that. There won't be any type of bleachers. There will be I don't know if you want to call it a podium or a platform for the operators to stand on to run their cars or whatever the case is. And it's just pretty much what it is. It's a podium, it'd be like a walkway going on to it. It'd be a narrow deck, 4 foot wide by however long it needed to be to occupy 15, 20 people comfortably. Things like that. I've already got a layout in my head of how I want to do it. And I mean, I can get a drawing board or whatever, but I'm going to draw them right. I have to get for somebody like Nick or somebody like that.
So that letter, that was about helicopter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't interfere with the landing of the helicopter.
So as far as how it is now, I mean, they're really not gonna be added nothing additional other than the podium and then the track itself.
The track
It's gonna be
itself,
dirt,
it'll be dirt,
or whatever.
yeah.
So.
And that where the diesel tank is, it belongs to the county highway department. We are going to get it out of there because it no longer needs to be down there because we hardly need all of us supervisors now and all bigger ups have a diesel tank in their truck. If there was to be like an emergency or get snow in or something, we'd bring the truck down and just leave the truck set there. It's what we do anymore. So that would be completely gone. That would be right in that area was what I'm going to put the rock crawler course on. Wrong with like a full drive, remote control full drive. You have like a rocks to climb up on, and then sometimes they have like a cantilever bridge that you go up on and you drive across the bridge, and then when it gets to a certain point, you cantilever. Well, once it does that, then you got to try to keep control of the truck when it's rolling off or hitting for different obstacles and stuff like that. And then just to the south of the electric, where the 3-phase electric system is, would be the drag strip. You guys can use drag races. It's already pretty much the concrete's already set up. It's got a divider lane, and we put a small divider in there, just to keep the cars from crashing. So when you're dealing with a $600-800 car, that's another thing you want to do is crash them right in.
And I know we talked about this last time, would this be strictly during the daytime, nighttime, both, weekends, and the week?
Right.
Any thoughts on that?
Right now, I'm just going to try to do it like once it gets done, because it's going to take a while to get it done, you know what I mean? And then we said, hey, let's just, most of the time it's going to be in the daytime, get it all done, by dark time. There won't be anything, unless you have something like Talladega race or something, big race or something, you might go into 10 o'clock, depending on how many heats and drivers and different things like that.
What about parking?
Parking could be everything north and to the east of where the LZ's at for the helicopter.
On the far side?
Yeah, be on the far side up there.
I'm just thinking I like I did on Shanghai.
Oh, you're fine.
But this is a question I didn't know. This is my own personal business. Restaurant facilities, this porta potty.
I'm going to have the porta pots will be delivered now. They're going to be donated to me by a company I've seen. There are people. I actually have one in my backyard because I have a swimming pool and different things, and that's where the company goes when they're at my house. They go in the porta pot. My wife wanted one. I thought, well, I'll buy one, and she's like, "Why don't you buy one?" I thought, well, if I did, you'd be mad. That's what she wanted. Believe it or not, she went out there and painted it, and it's all decorated and all that kind of stuff. They're going to donate it, and I just paid the service for them to come from Seymour to Medora to clean it.
Now, will you have concessions and things like that, or?
Things like that, only thing I would do, something like that would have like coolers maybe, with pops in them or bags of chips, you know, about like you would it, something like that. Or maybe Aaron Black come in one day and have a food truck and, you know, but most of the time just be the cooler with Diet Cokes and Pop, Pepsi, whatever, you know, you gotta take a variety, whatever, you know, just sell for $1 a can or whatever.
Now, Matt, would you develop a contract if we decide to do this so we're good with everything, or?
Yeah, we can. I think we probably have to, the layout and everything as far as we see that ideas here.
Yeah, I've got
So
the
they
ideas
can-
in my head, yeah, I mean,
Just so they can see the layout. and
Yeah.
What it look like and where things will be. If you're bringing port pot size, so water and sewer lines won't matter out.
no, there ain't gonna be no water, no sewer, no nothing. Oh, I'm providing everything. Only thing that's gonna be brought in on that piece of property is dirt. Or grass
Oh, that-
taken away.
yeah, that was the other thing you're bringing in there.
Yeah, nothing will be disturbed on that other than all the
Because
any and all brush and junk that is, you know, that's taken over, it will be gone. You know,
So what we kind of had in our head, we still have questions, but we kind of had in our head was, maybe we lease this spot out for a certain amount of time. At the end of that amount of time, so decide if we still want to go forward, is it working, that.
I've sold 6 cars in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know,
people start, that's my, you know,
I
Could be in the
feel like,
works.
we feel like in order to do this, that we have to have some type of fee.
I'll,
And we'd have to think about between us what something reasonable would be. And we kind of talked about maybe the least time period initially being like a year. Does that sound
it'll take the rest of this year to get it going,
okay? All right.
honestly. By the time, you know what I mean? Because I work 40 hours a week for the county.
Yeah, yeah,
You
that's
know,
why
and I've got my own stuff I gotta do, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, I'll
yeah.
do it at nighttime, different things like that, you know.
so we feel like, it sounds like we need a plan from you, that's the next thing to do, well, plan.
I mean, I can draw you up something just on a piece of paper and what it's,
And,
you know, I can say, okay, this is gonna be the racetrack, this is gonna be the golf course, this is gonna be the drag strip.
Is that good or does it need to be more specific?
I'm not a Bob Ross, so.
I think you get a printout of that area and draw it out.
That's fine, I can do that, I can have Sean or Julie at work GIS it for me and then we'll just
Perfect,
do that.
perfect. And then we have to think about like the amount the lease would be and the time period, what would it be? So it sounds like you're planning.
Are you setting the price or do you want me to set the
I don't
price?
know, I think we need to think about it and discuss it. So,
I'm not gonna get rich off of it.
right,
No,
I'll do it.
we're not trying to get rich either, but I think
You're right, yeah,
for it to
yeah.
be worth it for all of
Yeah.
us, that's what's gonna have to
And
happen.
I really think it'll bring the community together, kid wise and parent wise and different things like that, in my opinion.
And we're also looking at what kind of things could we take back, like you said, use it for better content as well. You know what I mean?
Is there any concerns? Those ordinance wise, how
Well, we
These
kind
are
of,
battery.
on the
Yeah,
battery?
they're battery powered, all
kind
battery.
of talked about that.
The only noise there will be, there'll be a crowd noise, but there'll
Yeah.
also be PA speakers,
Yeah.
so the announcer can say, okay, you got Tyler Page in front, Tyler Page just got run over by his
That's
brother,
why I was
you
kind
know,
of asking,
different things like that.
when
Yeah,
would
it's,
it be, day or night?
yeah, it'd be
or-
mainly doing during the day.
Yeah, yeah, because I thought about
Yeah.
that. You know, with the neighbors.
it wouldn't be weekdays, weekends, the reason I'm asking.
It'll be more concentrated Friday and Saturday. And then like Sunday would be, you really wouldn't have nothing Sunday, you know, say a couple guys want to get together, go up there and do the crawler course or, you know, like they call it no threat drag racing. So you run what you run is what they say, go up there. Me and Todd go up there and sit there for 3 or 4 hours and run.
The reason I ask that is we already have complaints about the week off. People don't go to work, and he's had, I'm just saying.
No, it's not gonna be nothing like, no. I mean, and people's got it.
I hear it at 4 a.m.
I get up 3 o'clock, I'm up at 3 o'clock every
I
morning.
live 2 houses down. Anything goes on over there. When a helicopter looks over there, it's like
Oh, yeah.
somebody's moved me to them all.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait till they land a helicopter over there at Mondays when they do the spraying, I can feel it in my
I've
house.
seen that.
I watched the water.
So that was my concern with late at
No,
night.
there won't, no, there
The other
won't be
thing
no,
we haven't
yeah,
mentioned this time is keeping alcohol.
we already talked about that, and I said, there will be, you know, well, there won't, you know, there won't, you know what I mean? I can enforce that as the political home, or whatever you want to call
So let's have
it.
you do the math and think about, this time period and amount.
What about, let me just ask you, what about you guys
I
think?
think we have to think about it too. Okay, that's okay.
I'm not opposed to going forward, as long as we get all this stuff lined out prior, you know, we don't wanna, it's like a bad marriage, you wanna get married and decide you don't have any
Oh,
problems.
I've already done that anyway, so I mean, you gotta try it at least once. You know. I don't know if you guys want hundreds of dollars on a lease,
We don't even, we haven't really discussed it, we don't.
We
you know,
have,
because I'm ready to get started, you know, I got,
yeah.
you know, I'm ready to go up there and start cleaning it and get it going and, you know, because the,
Can we ask what you was thinking?
me,
Well, you probably need to think about
what I was gonna
how
do,
much it's gonna cost for you to get it started and how much money you're gonna make off of it. Get the, you know, you probably need to think about that.
right, well, I mean, you know, when you charge somebody to come in and run a race for $20 a day, you might have 2 people,
Right,
and you might have 100, that's
right,
just,
yeah, right.
that's just the way it
So
goes.
that's the
So you're
kind of,
just sitting there throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. If
that's
you
the
get
kind of
20
thing
or
I
30
think
people,
you need to think
you
about
know.
though.
Right, will you be able, I suppose the question, but will you be able to charge the mason or not, will be able to control
Yeah, I can control it, yeah.
it? I was gonna say, cause it would be kind of a waste of proposition.
Right. Yeah,
Do you charge admission or do you just charge for people?
just charge like if you bring your, and you want to race, you charge, you have to pay $20.
Okay.
You have to pay
People
$20.
get their audiences do this?
Yeah, like, yeah, people come from all around to watch it. I mean, they have one, they actually have, I'm sure you've heard of the chili bowl they have for sprint cars. They actually have one for RC cars that does the same thing.
But
And last year it paid $65,000 to
So
win
you
it.
would have income
the
from
fans
that.
would be difficult to charge.
Yeah, you ain't gonna charge them, you're just letting them come, you come with the car, you're getting, you
That's
know,
what I think.
and you do like the
People that's racing.
$15 or whatever it is, one race, or you can pay an extra $5 and you run all day long, so you might,
Well, maybe we could
you know,
around and own them like that.
Yeah. well, a lot of people, all those people don't like to disclose their information either. It's just like me, you asking me for my social security number, what do you want, you know what I mean? How
Right,
do
right.
I'm sorry, concern, say you could do the north side, I think it's the north side, for parking, right?
Yeah.
If you have a big event, what kind of issue are you gonna have with parking? Because you know, people are gonna park on 235.
They don't park, no, they won't park on the
Can you
highway.
guarantee, I mean, this sounds terrible, but you have a way of telling these people,
And you're parking here and respect everything that goes on when you go somewhere else, you do.
our officers are.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, really, no, yeah,
I don't want to be.
yeah, there's not gonna be between 100 people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not gonna be anything like, it's not gonna be like the Jackson County rest. Who knows?
I mean, I just- they're tracking Northborough. I used to go over there, it's been like 15 years ago. But there might be, I think maybe 30 people on a good night. Show up over there.
Well, and one thing, this, once again, I'm just talking about, but when that Medora goes big, I think it'd be nice, if you had an event during that time, and maybe people donated to it.
And I told my wife, of course, I'm sure everybody here knows who American. Tess Rose.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do.
My intention was if, quote unquote, if I had it up and running this year, and it could have some kind of thing there, because I know Johnny got the cancer, my dad, I lost my dad at 40 years old cancer too. You know, they told me I had 9 months to stay with him. I stayed with him for a week and a half. I hate it. You know, it sucks. Anything and everything I made that day, I was given to the Gulf Coast people. I don't care if it's $500, 5,000, or $500,000. You're all going to Medora Gulf people. Because that's the only thing I can do to say thank you for what you guys do. You know.
I mean, I think it'd be a big added to that day.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it'll, and I'm not saying it to be mean or however you want to say it. But it also get rid of kind of like the ice, you know what I mean, with it all growed up and have it all cleaned up and everything looking nice and different things like that. And most of the time when the guys go in the racing, it's just a guy and his buddy, you know, watch all the other stuff. Yeah. I mean, you know, that's what I said earlier, you know, people come into town and go shop in dollar store buy some, you know, snack crackers or whatever, buy their grandson a juice box bag or whatever the case, you know, so everybody kind of got the trickle down effect, you know.
I think we're heading the right direction, so I'm saying we just gotta get everything lined out.
Yeah, I had a question. How much is the town leasing the field for that's next to the water tower? A lot?
Could they can crawl?
Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I think they could still have that.
Which is not, I know what you're saying, it's not comparable.
Yeah, I was just,
I know what you're saying. Financially, it's not comparable. We're not gonna do
No.
it. So, Matt, do you have anything else that we need to be thinking about?
And it's something that I could do within the next couple of days, and let's have a special meeting to me to get, that way I can, you know, that way I could get started on getting it cleaned up, because, you know, I work 14 minutes Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, sorry, and I'm off all days on Friday, and I sit in the garage, you know, doing all things, you know, I can get up on Fridays, you know, getting it all cleaned up and doing this and doing that, and, you know, trying to, you know, myself, Josh said he was gonna help, Todd said he would when he could, and then I've got a couple friends from Ford and, Brandenburg down that way area that I'm really excited about something they're gonna come up and when they can, you know what I mean, they can't do everything, you know. And I've already got a guy that's gonna,
About a contract wise, not that question again, we need to develop a contract or what? And so that's.
It'd be something similar to what, like the grounds in the county, the fairground.
The one's a reasonable amount of time to expensive, like, I mean, you got everything to do besides our contract.
Probably something I can get the information.
Okay. So when you get that information, you might run it to his office, so he has that.
where's your office at? Okay, I'm gonna do that. Try to get it all together tomorrow. I mean, you just need like a Google.
Well, I don't need that, they need that.
We need to look at it.
Okay.
Probably best is on my, her house, because I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going in the search for it.
Could he get something with an option?
Whatever you better, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm where at.
I would say make it professional
Yes. That's not, I mean,
without hiring an architect.
yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, like,
break out your couple pencils.
yeah. I'm no Bob Ross.
But I'm not in charge, I'm just,
You know what I mean?
if it were me doing that, I would put, I would,
We
if
just
I
need to
wanted it, I
know
would.
what's gonna be there, what it's gonna look like, you know what I mean?
And this, you know, we're not opposed to that. We're just trying to get all the decks in a row.
Right, oh, I get it. I totally understand it.
I was concerned at first, but now that you're.
No, no, it's all,
I want it to be good for both parties, but I want to make sure
I
we do
think
things right.
if it's, if you do your part as far
Yeah.
as crowd control.
yeah,
and
yeah.
No alcohol.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Sure. You know,
Because realistically, it's
yeah, it's not getting utilized for nothing when it could be utilized for, I even had Mikey's wife, I can't even remember her name, Sharon. Shannon and the preacher both tell me when we walked outside, and the preacher said, I've got 12 kids at my church right now that would love to do something like that. You know, and I'll even have cars, if you bring your grandson or granddaughter or whatever, that don't have one, you know, for $20 for an hour, you can sit here and run this car, who cares if you run 2 batteries through it, you know?
Right.
Run the heck out of it, you know, that's what they're meant, you know, run them, you know, use them. Before your parents go out and buy you a $500 RC car and then you know,
Just proceed with it. I did come up with something to get this but I just can't say what date, but as soon as we reach what can.
What are you thinking about money wise?
We haven't honestly talked about it. I don't want to say that they look.
No, we haven't talked about it.
Be open with each other.
I
They
think,
have to use the private sector.
Oh, well.
yeah, we do, but I think for you, you should research some of these other tracks around in southern Indiana.
Well, the closest one's North Vernon, and it's owned by the town, it's owned by the city,
And find out,
it's owned by the city.
you know,
And then, but when you ask them, well,
what do
that's
you
why.
feel like would be feasible? Because you're the RC car expert.
I'm the ex-RC car. I'm not that,
I am not.
you know,
I think it would be, I mean, if it was me doing it, I would, I think it'd be hard to determine what would be feasible until you found out what you was going to do there. So there might be something where I would maybe propose starting out at something like this, but then revisit it in a year, because if it takes off and it's a big,
Yeah.
comes
Kind
up
of
really,
what we
really,
were
really
thinking,
good
yeah.
or what have you, then revisit it whether it's fair for everybody.
Giving her 3 months on the cost, but then look through and. Yeah.
Yeah, so we-
Definitely not.
No, I just got to do everything legally correctly, but yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think it's no different than you wanting to go down here and have a softball tournament and charge the team to come in here and all the fans come and watch it. I mean,
yeah, you know, and that's just like me, I'm gonna have insurance on it, you know, say all them trucks and everybody's trucks and stuff is setting up, or if something happens, it's you guys, not him,
right,
you know,
right.
I mean, I would do,
And I appreciate the effort you put into it too. I don't want to, you know, act like we are caring. We just were, I agree, but I didn't know much about it. You guys can't, because I didn't know. I've heard of them, but I didn't know all this detail. So, but he's, you know,
I'm gonna do some research.
Okay, well, thank you for coming. I know it's.
can I throw a number at you? Just-
Off camera in a minute.
Okay.
Anything else that we need to discuss? I haven't covered. Do we have a motion to, oh, wait a minute. Janice, do we need to do anything with this insurance that you give us for the town or?
Not really.
Okay, we had an agreement with ESI, it's an accident and sickness program, upgrade, basically just agreeing to continue with them and renew. So just make it official. Do we have a motion to continue with this insurance? Motion made the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Do I need to sign anything? Right. Now, do we have a motion to adjourn? Motion made, seconded. Now we're adjourned. Genesis.
No.